Hello everyone and welcome to Flash English Academy, the podcast where we help you improve your English skills while discussing interesting topics. I'm your host, and today we're going to talk about a subject that many of us can relate to, city traffic and how overwhelming it can be. Before we dive into the main discussion, I'd like to go over some key vocabulary that we'll use throughout the podcast. Understanding these words will help you follow along more easily. Vocabulary. Traffic, the movement of vehicles on roads. Example, the traffic was very heavy this morning. Congestion, the state of being overcrowded or full of traffic. Example, traffic congestion is a common issue in big cities. Commute, the journey between one's home and workplace. Example, my daily commute takes about 30 minutes. Rush hour, the time of day when traffic is at its heaviest, typically in the morning and evening when people are traveling to and from work. Example, I always try to avoid driving during rush hour. Gridlock, a situation where traffic is so heavy that vehicles cannot move in any direction. Example, there was a gridlock on the highway due to an accident. Overwhelming, very intense or difficult to handle. Example, the traffic noise can be overwhelming at times. Stress, a state of mental or emotional strain resulting from adverse or demanding circumstances. Example, sitting in traffic for hours can cause a lot of stress. Now that we've covered the vocabulary, let's get started with today's topic, the agony of city traffic. City traffic is something that almost everyone has experienced at some point in their lives. Whether you're driving a car, riding a bus, or even walking, the sheer volume of vehicles on the road can be quite daunting. The daily commute, especially during rush hour, is often a major source of stress for many people. One of the primary issues with city traffic is congestion. When too many vehicles are on the road at the same time, it can lead to a gridlock situation where no one can move. This not only delays our travel but also increases frustration and anxiety. Imagine being stuck in a line of cars that stretches for miles, with no end in sight. It's no wonder that people often feel overwhelmed. Rush hour, the peak time when everyone is trying to get to work or return home, is particularly challenging. The roads are packed, tempers run high, and the risk of accidents increases. It's a daily struggle for many, and the stress it causes can have significant impacts on our mental and physical health. Sitting in traffic for long periods can also lead to a feeling of helplessness. You're stuck in your vehicle, watching the minutes tick by, knowing that there's nothing you can do to speed things up. This can be incredibly frustrating, especially if you have important commitments or appointments to keep. Moreover, the environmental impact of heavy traffic is considerable. Vehicles stuck in congestion emit more pollutants, contributing to air pollution and climate change. This is a major concern in urban areas, where the concentration of cars and buses is highest. So, what can be done about this? Urban planners and city officials are constantly looking for ways to improve traffic flow and reduce congestion. This includes measures like improving public transportation, creating carpool lanes, and encouraging the use of bicycles and other alternative forms of transportation. While these efforts can help, it often feels like there's no easy solution to the problem of city traffic. For individuals, finding ways to cope with the stress of traffic is important. This might include leaving for work earlier to avoid the worst of rush hour, using navigation apps to find less congested routes, or even listening to podcasts like this one to pass the time and stay informed. In conclusion, city traffic is an inescapable part of urban life, and it can be incredibly overwhelming. By understanding the causes and impacts of congestion, and finding personal strategies to manage the stress it causes, we can navigate the daily commute a bit more smoothly. Thank you for listening to this episode of Flash English Academy. I hope you found it informative and helpful. Remember to practice the vocabulary we discussed today and try to use it in your conversations. Until next time, stay safe and keep learning.
Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to subscribe.